Yeah. I think I
Killed it with
got
the
it.
cover photo, dude.
Are you recording? I forgot to ask you, actually. We've been gone for so long. I barely, that's what got me on the delay there, actually, dude.
I'm recording. Professional over here. Don't worry.
That's right. All right, just check.
Not just a pretty face. You know?
Hey, well, all the news this week, hot mic. I was thinking, Mike, man, yeah, I know everyone heard you lost some weight, so I thought, wow, Mike making the headlines there. Very nice, man.
There we go. Ozempic free.
That's right, man. Yeah, our little promo card there, really cracking me up. A lot going on the last 2 weeks.
It's just amazing that that's our world.
This is our world in a nutshell. Yeah, 2025 right there in a nutshell, folks. Absolutely. You got Xi, Putin, the guy with the pentagram on his chest who worked for the CDC, Fauci, Elizabeth Warren,
Epstein in the corner.
And then
Always in the corner.
Greta Thunberg taking a dump while she's protesting for Palatine, apparently. I don't know how they caught her on that one.
We gotta dive into that one. That is...
We were gone for a while there. I was out of town. It was a long delay there. 2 weeks, Mike.
2 weeks?
2 weeks?
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you know we're Republican, because we came back after 2 weeks. It didn't take 3 years.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Did we start crying about going back to work?
Oh, man. I was out of town. I went on a fishing trip. And we did mustaches, mutton chops, and mullets. And we had mullet wigs that we wore, but that's me right there. I caught a fish. I actually caught a fish. How about that?
Wow.
Pretty cool stuff.
See that, ladies?
That's right.
So if you're ever in trouble,
I'm a keeper, folks.
he'll bring the food. Survival.
Went up to Washington State. Had a great time, hung out with some old friends. I want to throw it out there. Every year I make a New Year's resolution. And not a resolution, I do a declaration. People do resolutions that they're going to go to the gym, and then they never make it to the gym. That's a resolution. I do declarations, and I follow through every year on my declaration for New Year's. Last year, I declared I was going to take it to the next level. I was going to raise the bar for myself personally and professionally, and I did. We look at the show. Even last year, we went from audio to visual, right? We
incredible,
raised the bar. We elevated. I got a new routine, workout-wise. I was watching what I was eating and drinking. I was doing less substances or more. I can't really remember. But either way, I raised the bar, when it comes to all things. So this year, my goal at New Year was to connect or reconnect, regardless of sacrifice, with those that I love, family and friends. I felt like since the pandemic, we've been in this whirlwind. And I feel like we've all been kind of stuck on this track of trying to get back to the old normal while we swim and navigate through this new normal that they've put us through. And so a lot of relationships have gone by the wayside. A lot of politics and COVID have gotten in between us and family and friends. So this year I really wanted to kind of put the effort and reach out, manifest, if I will, through the powers that be, through the universe, these opportunities to be with those that I love and care about. And so here I am, 9 months in, Florida trip with you and Tony Baloney. Came out to Chicago. We went to a Cubs game, saw the whole family. I just went to a fishing trip for 5 days in Washington with my old buddies from high school. Had a blast. We got Vegas coming up for the 40th birthday for myself. Not my birthday, it's my 40th anniversary. I want everyone to know this. It's Earth's 40th anniversary of being graced with my presence. That's what we're celebrating.
Colorado.
That's
Jesus.
right. Colorado.
Forget.
That's right, man. And then I'm coming out this year. We're going to do Thanksgiving in Chicago, spend with the fam, and then Emma and I were going to do a Baltimore trip in a couple weekends for an oyster crawl with her family, and then we're going to finish off in Baltimore for Christmas. So, I think, I'm not a huge believer in the resolution, like I say. But I believe in manifestation. And folks, I think this year coming up with the New Year's, do yourself a favor, manifest some declaration. Screw the resolution. Declare to the universe what you're going to do and stand by it. Seed it into the world and into the reality and make it happen, man. And, everybody out there, connect with someone you haven't talked to in a long time and throw back a few beers and get into an argument about vaccines and COVID-19. All right. I encourage everybody, get together with someone you haven't talked to in 10 years and argue about Tony Fauci for about an hour and a half. All right. I think that's what everybody needs to do.
Bring a copy of RFK's book with you.
That's right. Several copies. I handed them out, actually, to everybody. It was the gift that keeps on giving.
It's a fantastic book.
Absolutely. But here we are. We took 2 weeks off. It's good to be back. Mike, it's great to see you. We chatted earlier in the week. Felt good to catch up. What a whirlwind these last 2 weeks. I thought maybe, hey, Labor Day weekend, maybe Trump will take a week off and disappear. And, oh, what's that? Oh, he did disappear. And what? Oh, everybody thought Trump was dead for a week? I can't... What?
What happened, dude?
What the fuck?
They were like hoping and praying. Everybody was like, oh my God, they were so happy. Dude, they couldn't contain the excitement. All the pictures of his hand was going around.
It was incredible. When I saw the news that he potentially was dead, at first I thought I turned on the end of Star Wars where they show all the galaxies celebrating the end of the Empire. They're all just, every universe is just celebrating in the streets, right? But no, it was the world thinking Trump was dead. It was unbelievable, man. Yeah.
Incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah. Funny times, though. It's amazing how obsessed people are with this guy and how good he is at maintaining that social media algo presence. I mean, he took 3 days off to go golf for Labor Day, and the whole world thought he was dead, man. Like, come on, dude. Joe Biden didn't show his face for 56 days for, 3 years ago, I think? He disappeared.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared, man.
Nobody cared.
That auto pen was working overtime, baby.
Pete Buttigieg disappeared for 2 months. Half of his cabinet just disappeared for 2
That's
months
right.
at one time or another.
Actually, though, there was this one moment where Biden, there was the rumors he got swept away to the ER in Vegas, and then no one heard from him or saw him for 2 weeks. And then they had that daddy long leg, super tall Biden,
tall
walking
Biden,
around, but we never really saw Biden for a good month or so. But not Trump. 3 days, didn't tweet from the toilet for 5 seconds. Everybody thinks the guy's dead. Absolutely incredible stuff.
It's
Hilarious. But Mike, we were gone. We're now reformatting the show. We're doing just a weekly deal here. So, we don't have a lot of time to bullshit and waste on nonsense. I think we have to really focus on story of the month. Bro, come on. What am I even thinking? Story of the year, I have to say, right?
But even the apology is getting backlash. Cracker Barrel spending $700 million on a rebranding plan that they say will turn the product from...
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck Cracker Barrel. Neither logo is going to make this food more edible. Dude, it's terrible.
I didn't know what to throw to. I was thinking about it all week. I was like, do I do Cracker Barrel or Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift being engaged? Don't! They were almost, in my mind, equal importance in the world. You know what I'm saying? Cracker Barrel, rebrand, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce getting engaged. Same thing.
Insane.
I really
the
love...
world's gone insane.
No, this is a great sign of the times. It means that we talked about this for 2 years. I was ragging on about it for back in 2023, 2024. The pendulum swing, man. The left pulled it all the way as hard as it can go. And so once it got let go and it started swinging back to the right, where are we at? Well, we got Sydney Sweeney talking about her good genes, and Cracker Barrel can't even rebrand for 5 seconds until we just destroy that woke madness. Woke is so dead, man.
It wasn't even woke. It's just what every company is
No,
doing.
it doesn't matter. Any rebrand now is woke. Anything, you change anything old, it's woke now, and we're going to destroy it. That's the pendulum swing, though. That's what you get now.
Sounds like they took him, the old man, down and put up Aunt Jemima. You know what I mean?
Which, by the, you know what?
A great move.
Aunt Jemima, you want to do yourself a favor? Bring back the old lady. All right, just do it now. Same Ben Rice, Uncle Ben Rice, bring back the old man now. Yes. Do it now, because you know what's coming next NFL season, guaranteed. Washington Redskins. Prepare yourself. You know what's happening, man.
You think it's coming back?
The family is literally petitioning Donald Trump himself to change the name back to the Redskins.
Wow.
The family never wanted to change. That whole change was a woke, nonsense, Ivy League, U.S. aid fiasco that they created out of thin air just to create controversy and make white people feel bad about themselves while they watch football. The last refuge white people have, by the way. That's all we got.
So, did you see that Phillies game video of the Black National?
Oh my God. Are you psycho? Did you read all my notes for the week?
The best part is them panning around to the audience. It's just a sea of white people. There's not a black dude in the audience.
Dude, it's NFL so kicked off this week, mired in controversy before the even first kick of the season, man. I mean, first we started with the male cheerleaders in Minnesota. We can't forgive that, right? Yeah. Why? Why'd you do this to us? Season hasn't even begun, man. And then on the first game of the year, they start the program with Lift All Farts and Sing, as you were describing, the Black National Anthem, which I thought we let that go, but all right, we'll give it till next year. Trump is still just 9 months into office. MAGA is still pretty fresh right now. Good, you know, not only that, the game itself, Spitgate. I don't know if you saw this, but one guy spit on the ground while they're talking smack. Dak Prescott, he spits on the ground, then the star defensive player for the Eagles spits on Dak Prescott, and they kick out the second spitter. Even though there were two spitters, they kicked out the... Which, bro, we know this. Everybody knows this from growing up in school. You punch the kid punches you back, the teacher catches the second puncher goes to the principal's office. Every time, man. That's how it goes, dude.
Always. Plus, spitting on the ground is totally
but he spit at him. There's a lot of, like I said, a lot of controversy. Season has just started. You got the Lift Off Farts and Sing. You got the gay cheerleaders. You got the spit gate between the two guys, right? And then to top it all off, the biggest controversy of the year, they actually have... what is it? You know, the Red Zone? The Red Zone's big for anyone like myself who does the fantasy football sports. Red Zone, for 14, 15 years, the whole thing was 7 hours of commercial-free nonstop football. They literally cut game action to action. Sometimes they do split screen. They'll get 4 games up on the screen, but it's nonstop action. Until this year, they announced they're doing commercials now. And so, yeah.
Of course. Oh my God, dude! The advertisers ruined the world. That's what ruins the fucking world.
I know, dude. I know.
They ruin podcasts. They ruin.
And then on top of it all, now they're playing games. Like Friday night was on YouTube exclusive. So if you're not subscribed to YouTube, you couldn't even watch the Chiefs game on Friday night. I'm going again. NFL, dude. What are you thinking here? This is sad, man. So clearly.
Come on, man.
They're just doing the fans dirty right now. That's my opinion. They're milking the pennies. They're throwing in the advertisements. They're screwing the fans. So the fans are going to retaliate at some point or another. NFL, do yourself a favor. Get it out of the way right now. Thursday night, green dildo toss. All right, just do it right now. Do the green dildo toss. Hand out the green dildos at the gate. And then... I got... Trust me.
Nobody would care. It wouldn't even end the game.
No. Halftime, announce it, have a countdown, and this could be great publicity. Bring out the 3 stars of the WNBA at the midfield. Have the audience just toss the green dildos, at... Caitlin
Who's that
Clark,
chick
yeah,
that,
Reese
everybody
Witherspoon.
hates?
Who's that chick from the Chicago Sky? Yeah.
Reese, yeah, she got like suspended.
Angel
Come on,
Reese,
Frank,
sorry,
news
what I
of the
say?
day.
Reese Witherspoon.
Angel Reese, yeah.
Bring out NFL,
course
just
you
hear me
said
out.
the
Bring
white
out the
girl.
gals from the WNBA, hand everyone some green dildos, and just toss green dildos like your life depends on it. Halftime, Thursday night, get it out of the system. Get the dildos out of the system. So that way...
And it's smart to do green, because then, like, on the TV, you could, like a green screen, you could change them to anything you want.
No, embrace it,
flowers.
dude. Turn off the lights, flip on the black lights, glowing green dildos, and just bring out the stars of the WNBA, and they're just getting hit with dildos right at the midfield there. That's what I'm saying. Just bring out the green dildos.
Oh, you think they could throw them?
No, but they could try. That's what. So no one gets hurt. You collect all the dildos along the sideline, and then they got it. My point being is the fans are frustrated. The fans are
sucks for the people in the front row.
Just get pummeled with dildos.
No!
Yeah, man. No, do the green dildo toss. Let the fans get their frustrations out. One game only. That way, all us true fans can focus on what matters most to us the rest of the season. What shade of lipstick is Taylor wearing to the game tonight? Who did she bring to the box seats? Is it going to be Ryan Reynolds? Will Hugh Jackman be there? That's all we're asking. Will Hugh Jackman be there? Yeah, exactly.
Hugh Jackman.
Exactly.
Now I'm in. Come on.
Yeah, so football's back. Mike.
Crazy. The best part is you just spent like 8 minutes talking about this football and the football game, and we don't even know what's the score. Nobody even knows. You didn't even talk about who won.
Who cares, dude? Who cares, man? Come on, we got controversy to talk about, dude. I would miss my draft though. I was in the middle of nowhere with no internet on my fishing trip, so I signed Emma to do it, who failed to log in on time and ended up auto-drafting half the picks. Usually when I do the draft, I put a little time and energy. I make a list, I get prepared. They do a draft grade at the end, and I can't think of a time where I've gotten above a C+. It's usually C-, D+. They were really harsh on me with the grades. Emma, half auto draft, A+. I'm projected to win the entire season and crush everybody this year. Yeah, so I think we're in the world now where I'm just giving everything to AI. I'm done with doing anything human-based. Just AI, take the wheels and drive, man. Yeah.
Why not, dude?
That's it, man. No, it's doing
man.
better than me at the draft, so why am I wasting my time, man? But speaking of wasting time, Mike, we are cruising along here, and so much happened, and I got the docket of a lifetime in front of us. There was a lot happening, but I think probably one of the biggest things that went down this week, and you could argue with me, but I would say that the China and Russia get together might be one of the more troubling things to play out in our modern era. They seemed a little chummy. They seemed a little chummy. They brought on Kim Jong-un, who never leaves North Korea, apparently, but he seemed very comfortable, very happy.
Crazy.
They were having a really good time, the three of them, the three amigos, right? Apparently, the Saudis were there. I think Modi from India. I mean, dude.
Modi, yeah, that's what's crazy. Because China, India, that's like 1/3 of the.
They don't like each other, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, I think they could get along. India could kind of get along with anybody, because really, all they care about is money.
Good call. Yes, that is a great call. So either way, they got together and they had themselves a little military parade. For China, they got to show off their guns, which was pretty sweet. And I like how our media covered this. They almost seemed to fawn over China's amazing military capabilities and parade when am I crazy? But wasn't it like 2 months ago they mocked Trump for doing the exact same thing with the exact same looking weapons, by the way. Everything was identical. But no, China is amazing, and oh, we better be scared. We're shivering in our boots. But we're gonna make fun of Trump, and in fact, we're gonna do the No Kings parade while he's doing his little birthday celebration, right?
Yeah, they like actively want us to lose a war to China, or at least get into a war with
exactly.
China.
And
maybe that's part of the plan, like convince Xi that we suck. Like, look at your parade compared to ours.
The best part, I guess, about the whole meeting between Xi and Putin and company is they got caught on a hot mic, and they were talking about some interesting topics that typically get reserved for the deepest, darkest corners of the interwebs. And it was while they were kind of grooving along and walking and talking, and their interpreters were there. And they were overheard reflecting on aging, noting that they were entering their 70s, but how that's like considered young these days. And I think the actual transcript was essentially, let's see here, what do I got with this guy? There they are, they're walking and talking. And Xi said in the past, it used to be rare for someone to be older than 70. These days, they say at 70, one's still a child. This is how evil people talk, by the way. And then Putin chimes in, with the development of biotechnology, human organs can be continuously transplanted, and people can live younger and younger and even achieve immortality. Literal Bond villains here. Actual literal Bond villains.
That's why he was like dying 2 years ago, and now he looks great.
Yeah,
He's
man.
got a new liver.
And let's see here. Xi jumped in and said some predict that in this century humans may live to 150 years old, which I think is pretty hilarious. There you go.
Yeah, but most people say, like, most scientists say, like, that's it. We'll never be able to go past 150.
You mean like that's our cap? That's our maximum? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But they also say we've probably been able to do it for a very long time.
Right on. All right.
And we just don't because it would destroy everything. Like I don't know. Like imagine if you could live to 150, but you still retire. You get to retire.
It'd be 60. Rough. I mean, I would like definitely 62. Maybe try a new extension to my life of some sort. Or, like I would get into new projects, maybe. Right. New hobby. I'd get into clockmaking, let's say, or learn how to play the violin.
Awesome.
I'd learn a classical instrument probably if I knew I had another, 80 years to go, like full complete health.
Wow. Yeah. And wow, that's amazing. And now all your like investments.
Yeah, you're big on that. You talked about this last time, like time traveling with investments. It seems to be your big focus, I noticed. You're really
I'm trying to find a way that they can just like put me to sleep for 50 years. And then I wake up.
I think it's super interesting, this whole immortality concept, or the idea that these elites think that they could probably increase their lifespan by about 150 years on top of where they're already at, or maybe if that's the cap. Where they keep obsessing over this solar minimum situation that seems to be pretty apparent. I don't know about you, but it's been probably one of the cooler summers I've experienced here in a long time. And it was a very cold winter.
Fantastic.
And so it seems to be that we're in a cooler part of our Earth time period than we have been in previous time periods. So maybe there is a little validity to the whole solar minimum idea, and that, maybe it's not a major cataclysm these elites are preparing for as far as going underground, but maybe they're preparing to go underground to ride out some sort of mini ice age of some sort. And let's say to ride out a mini ice age, you need 100 years,
like 1,000 years.
I was thinking though, to ride these scenarios out, or whatever cataclysm maybe happens, they figure they need about a century or so to get back with it. Well, let's get underground. let's depopulate this planet before it happens by about 80%. We'll keep the 20%, and I'm talking COVID vax here. We'll keep the 20% who's still pure. They got good organs. Those are our slave organs, right? We'll bring the slaves with us underground, and
and like me and you, like we're going laughing at the fools who are vaccinated. Like,
enjoy your booster now, jackass. We're going down underground with the emperors, with the elites, man. Yeah. No, we're slaves, and basically what they're going to use us for is to harvest our organs, right? So they bring down the 20% of purebloods, the people with still no mRNA vaccine. They can harvest our good organs. And they need to keep us alive so we keep reproducing baby slaves. So they can, Hillary Clinton's going to be there. She needs to drink the blood of infants and stay young. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these vampire dragons need to thrive underground. So they need their slave base, their cattle, if you will, to feed off of, right? And use the organs. So that's what I kind of see happening here. The elite are ready. They're prepared to live 200 years. But they need the majority of us to die off, and then the slaves who are left, then we'll be able to see these creatures live for 250 years or so, right?
Most scientists say 150.
What if you're replacing all the parts, though, man? I mean, if you're like, this arm's getting a little gangrenous, let's replace it with that infant arm. You know what I'm saying? We'll tighten that on there. You got, like, Frankenstein's.
You probably run into problems with like the brain. You can't replace.
I think that's where Elon and Peter Thiel come in, and the AI. You upload to the AI, or you download the new AIU into this whole new fresh body.
Yeah, but then you're not even.
I don't know. Well, these elites, man. I mean, you and I are normal people. We're like, give me 80 years max before I start really like decomposing, and I'm good. I had a good life. I clocked in a good amount of time. I think I experienced what I needed to. These nut jobs, they want to they're on the same boat as you. They want to accumulate that wealth forever and be what's after a trillion? Gazillion? What is the number? They want to be gazillionaires. That's what they want. That's their ultimate goal. Gazillionaires who rule over the world and space, right?
That is crazy. What's after a trillion is so much.
It's too much to fathom. Even $1 trillion is too much money, man.
So much. Even like you see Bezos and Musk, like $280 billion. You couldn't spend that.
Also, Elon, you live 150 years. How many times are you going to have to go in to replace those hair plugs? Seriously, that's like, at that point, you're going every year, I feel like, man. They're falling out as you're putting them in when you hit 150.
At that point, you just bring the guys from Vietnam, from Turkey.
You just have like a team of Turkey fellas just implanting hair in real time.
Like in the Tesla plant, You got your own in-house plug.
So, yeah, man, they're living forever is basically what we learned from this whole thing in China. But what I think was the actual coolest thing from all of this actually was the tech and stuff that they showed off. I was kind of joking around about it, but they definitely kind of showcased a lot of cool military tech, updated stuff that people would argue. This video, by the way, looks like it's from 1975, but this is actually from 2025. That's like, it's hard to be afraid of China when you're seeing footage like this. Like, is that a green screen? Is this real? Is this all AI? I don't believe any of this is actually real right here, dude.
This isn't a James Bond.
This is actually Golden Pussy. It was from 1979. It's a great flick.
Yeah. Look at that right there. With the 4 microphones.
Yeah, man. Insane, indeed. Insane. But it did get a little spooky when they got to some of their more futuristic tech, which didn't get, in my opinion, as much play as it should have. And so let me see if I can pull that up here. But I found this to be the most interesting part about this whole Xi Jinping Putin experience. And what we're looking at here, which was on display for the world to see, these are direct energy weapons and laser guns.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's right, man. We are looking at it in the flesh, if you will. Pretty crazy stuff. So what we're taking a look at here is China's LY-1. It is a high-power laser weapon system, and this guy is fully active. They've used it. They're it's designed basically to take down fleets of drones. And we have similar stuff. Yeah, they basically shoot this array of laser beamage, and it takes down, all these drones coming at them.
You sound like you built it.
That's some science for Arpin out there. I was told by Arpin I gotta bring more science into the fold here.
There you go.
So yeah, we're looking at the laser array. So. That's what it's called. It's LY-1. It's a laser gun. That's basically what it is. But we have something similar. We have a bad beast, a burden that I believe, and I thought I sent myself something on it. Yes. Here it is. All right.
I wonder what it does to people.
Probably melts them, would be my guess. I think they would just... Yeah,
like microwaves.
You just cook from within, would be my guess. That's the LY-1. Not to be outdone, though, the Americans... Now, this is what we're very quiet about our laser weaponry and our direct energy weapons, but one of the weapons that we do let the public see is Thor. That is the name of this bad beast of burden. Yes, sir, the Thor weapon. So this is a direct energy weapon, and I'm going to say that one more time. It's a direct energy weapon, and we have it. Thor is short for Tactical High Power Operational Responder, and it uses high-power microwaves to disable electronic components and melt opponents in the flesh. So...
Wow, I love how it says just plug.
Yeah, man, you plug it in, Mike, and you shoot. That's what you do, man. And anybody, user-friendly, K through 12, right? Anybody can use this gizmo. Anybody can play with this thing. Yeah.
It sounds like a salesman pitch. Hey, we drop off this big shipping container. It pops out the roof. This giant satellite. You plug it in and you
melt everything in sight. Don't worry about it. They melt from within, so it won't be messy. Don't worry about it.
I'm not supposed to tell you this. Melt the person in 10 seconds.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. China showing off their weaponry. They had their kick-ass unmanned drones on display, very similar to the stuff that we have. But once again, direct energy weapons. We got them. We got a big one in Antarctica. We got HARP devices that are shooting frequencies and directing hurricanes. I mean, we have all this tech. So does China, and they're bragging about it. They're parading it down the street. They're showing it off to the world. We got laser guns. We got direct energy weapon microwave beams. Look out, world. The future is here with the warfare, man.
Don't volunteer for war.
At this point, you get the drones. You get the laser beams. We get the microwave direct energy weapons. Are we sending dudes anymore on foot to do anything? Come on, man.
You always need boots on the ground.
Oh, man. Well, we're screwed. That's all I can tell you. We are all...
You don't want to be that guy. Don't want to be that guy.
Man. So, the drone warfare / direct energy warfare is upon us. And this has been going on for a long time. We have been discussing directed energy weapons ever since Lahaina happened, where a lot of people argue some sort of directed energy weapon was used to melt the entire city, so that way they can get some new beachfront property for Oprah and Mark Zuckerberg, and same thing in Palisades. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, it does seem like potential. And then, of course, our favorite, man, 9/11, right?
That one is getting crazier and crazier. And I can't believe it didn't hit your docket. Did you see the thing about Elon and the moon?
I did not see anything about Elon and the moon. Please enlighten me, my man.
So his ship is bigger than the Apollo ship.
All right.
Right? And he was saying we can't carry enough fuel to get to the moon. So NASA, how did you have enough fuel to get to the moon? Somebody calculated that you would need 20 spaceships just carrying fuel.
Today, we don't have the capabilities to
put enough
get
fuel
there and
on
back.
a ship and go to the moon.
And how did Apollo 13 get there and then slingshot off the moon and come back?
So no answers, just and I didn't know this, that like when they scrapped the Apollo program, they just burned everything. So there's no
like the Epstein files and basically all the other projects the CIA did back in the past, MK Ultra.
You wouldn't believe it. That year there was this wild string of people shooting themselves in the head and hanging themselves.
You see, when we were burning the MK Ultra files, the flame leaped over and accidentally just incinerated everything about the moon. It was an unfortunate accident, but here we are today.
Yeah, it was kind of out there.
That is wild stuff. So Elon's claiming we can't go to the moon. It's just an impossible feat now.
No, it's possible, but you got to set up like refueling.
Like a dock, like a space station midway. You need a gas station in space halfway to the moon.
I think that's why we abandoned Apollo and then focused because they even said they abandoned the Apollo missions to focus on building a space station and then doing the shuttle.
Right.
The shuttle program. And that was I think they did that because they figured eventually people would figure out we can't get to the moon. So maybe if we do a station, refuel at the station.
Interesting. So that's our gas station, the International Space Station, or it's supposed to be.
I think maybe it was supposed to be, but then we build it and we still.
It seems like they're just slowly. Yeah, I think
we can't get to the moon.
They're going to eventually just admit there's a firmament and we can't break the firmament and we're trapped on the flat Earth. I think that's basically what it's going to come back around to. That's where we're at with that, dude.
I don't know, but the Voyager satellites, those guys, way out.
Right,
there.
and we still have that mystery AI Atlas 37 or whatever, the intergalactic kegger that's coming through space that is going to breeze by Jupiter and Mars perfectly, and then take a left turn right at the sun and come back to Earth, apparently. If I'm going to understand what they're trying to say here.
I don't know if it's coming
they're
back.
Now this Avi Loeb guy, I saw he's out there kind of saying that there's a high potential that this thing could release like a bunch of drones that are going to like investigate Earth and all the other planets and everything. And the tail apparently is going the opposite direction of the way the tail would go on a normal comet. And apparently this thing is illuminating forward. Like it's not reflecting the sunlight, but it's like illuminating light somehow from like within. It has headlights.
It's got headlights.
It actually has one headlight. It's the Wallflowers. They're coming in for the tour, actually. So that's right. It's an old school reference. One headlight. Yeah.
But hey, we got the 10-way adjustable seat for the driver.
Could
TVs.
you imagine taking off on an intergalactic voyage and halfway through the headlight goes out? I mean, come on! Like nobody checked the headlights before we had. Ridiculous, man.
Where's the nearest service station?
Earth.
Years
That's why they're coming
away.
here. They're stopping off to fix the headlight, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you better carry some spare parts.
I think so. If you're cruising intergalactic, I think you want to bring the spare parts. Yeah, absolutely. At least the spare tire, the spare full tire. Right? You want the full size spare. You don't want that little retarded little spare. You want the full size. Because then you can only go half the speed. You can't break 55. You know what I'm saying? If you get the little tire, you can't go full speed. That's not recommended. So then
for intergalactic, solar system.
Can you imagine trying to get here from Sagittarius A, not taking the express lane? Are you nuts? Are you absolutely insane?
Eternity. Then you always fly by the spaceship.
That's right.
That's got 4 donuts. The bungee cord holding the hood down.
Yeah, man. Well, that's coming our way. That space object, the intergalactic kegger, is supposed to arrive on Halloween Eve, the night before Halloween. It's supposed to be in our neighborhood, our galactic neighborhood, if you will. That's what I
He's
think.
just coming
Yeah,
to party.
his costume came in the mail early. He's like, I'm gonna go hit up Earth. All right. It's a white boy winter over there.
Trump's back in town.
Yeah, man. So that's funny. That did slip under the radar. We live in the fire hose era of news and information, man. It's like almost impossible to keep up even on a daily basis, let alone skip a couple weeks and go on a fishing trip. What happened with who? What? Yeah, like what's going on? How is that even possible? I was gone for like 5 days.
No, I can't believe when I saw it on here, like I forgot all about it. The tranny
crazy.
That like just
well, here's the thing with that one, which is why typically we don't do shootings on the Dude Man podcast. It's a serious topic, and ultimately, and I've believed this since day one, when it comes to these school shootings or any of these mass shootings in general, this is a mental health issue. This is a mental illness problem we have in America, and maybe 99% of these shootings are involved with an individual who's been on SSRIs or antidepressants. So it's no mystery at this point why these shootings have been happening the last 30 years. It's just us being able to openly talk about it. Apparently now you can't discuss it, or it's a big social faux pas to even insinuate that pharmaceutical drugs are the reason people are terrorizing schools and shooting each other.
I can't believe everybody's just that in love with the pharmaceutical companies. These are evil corporations. That Boris
guy, yeah, man, the head of the CEO of Pfizer. Yeah, dude, he's pure evil. This Catholic shooting situation was unbelievable, though, and the reason why I have it here still in the docket, because it happened last week, and you'd be forgiven to have forgotten, because the second it became a tranny who was part of this situation, the media dude, immediately dropped it because they were made a fool by trying to correct people to use the right pronouns when they were discussing this maniac and the disgusting atrocity that unfolded. Like, you know what? If you murdered a bunch of kids, fuck your pronouns, bro. Nobody should care about your fucking pronouns, all right? We're throwing the pronouns in the fucking trash, and we're talking about this asshole, and it's a dude dressed as a lady shooting up the Catholic school. This is a lady fella now, all right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about mental illness now. We're not going to mind our P's and Q's about the fucking pronouns with this person. It's unbelievable. There were so many... Jake Tapper's like, oh, excuse me, we're not totally 100% sure this person's gender. Dude, go fuck yourself. The guy just killed a bunch of children while they were praying. They were literally praying to God. And this maniac walked in and blew them away. Like, come on. Forget the pronouns, people.
I mean, statistically, not many girls are out there school shooting.
Well, no, this is what got me. They kept saying, like, oh, statistically, it's usually white men who are doing these mass shootings. This was a white man. Yeah,
a white man.
Even though they chose to go by the name Robin, it was still a white man. And it has nothing to do with the white manness. It has to do with the drugs they were on and the fact that this person was really messed up, man. Did you see the post that they put out onto YouTube and the videos that, I mean, there was one drawing I saw.
hey, YouTube, maybe a little less time banning Dude Man.
Seriously, yes.
For making fun of Bill Gates and Fauci. Right. maybe spend more time going after
Yeah,
this
a lady
guy's
fella, a clearly deranged and confused young gentleman who now dressing like a lady. And then, I'm just going to say this seems to be one-sided right now because he's writing "Kill Donald Trump" on his gun there, which is a little extreme.
Oh, Frank.
Right. Well, the other side was a self-portrait he drew of himself, a doodle, if you will, of himself looking in the mirror and with, I believe, is that Satan looking right back at him? And he wrote in weird Russian hieroglyphic text something about, killing, and I don't want to do this, but I have to, and...
It's a cool doodle, though.
Very creative artiste, absolutely. He could have... Could have pursued a different path, we could say. Maybe gone to art school, right?
Yeah, has some talent.
But the media, dude, unloading on the let's protect the pronouns. We don't know about, what he chose or decided to go by. And then the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry, was all over saying, hey, we're not going to use this as an opportunity to villainize the trans community, right? That was the big thing that I noticed on the left. They really didn't want to jeopardize the trans community. But that's nonsense. When it comes to these tragedies, Mike, we need facts, dude. We need news. We need information. Unbiased, bro. So I go to the source always in these tragedies. Rosie O'Donnell, give it to me straight. Give me the real news, not the fake news. I want to know what happened here, Rosie. Tell me about the shooter.
So about the Minnesota.
Frank, I think you wanted the Rosie clip.
Oh, right.
Grinch.
No,
Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
Rosie's been doing Ozempic. I don't know if you know this about Rosie. Yeah, she's on the Ozempic train, dude.
Dude, her face.
Have you seen pictures of Rosie O'Donnell smiling? It's like when I have a really bad shit that I can't get out. Like she's like grimacing and she like can't get. It does look painful.
Be painful. Frank, we're living in a time of Trump. Moments of
so
joy
about the Minnesota shooting, and it brought me right back to Columbine in 1999 when I just could not get it through my head that students in America were shooting each other in schools. And this was a church inside a Catholic school. And what do you know, it was a white guy, Republican, MAGA person.
Excuse me?
Yeah!
Can you stop right there? This is what bugs me the most about this is 1999. I couldn't believe students. No, nobody could believe white students in good suburban neighborhoods would shoot in schools. They have been shooting each other on the south side of Chicago.
Yes.
Forever. Elvis Presley wrote a song about it in 1940,
yes, man.
Whatever. I don't know if he wrote it.
No, dude, come on. Remember Joy Reid? She told us Elvis stole everything. He didn't write anything. Yeah, he stole it.
He stole that song. I'm just saying, nobody cares about the black. Actually, they like it so much that they're mad that somebody like Trump would try to come in.
Absolutely. No, they love the crime. Yes, they live for it, right?
You know what? We love the crime so much on the south side.
They don't say anything when it's violence with the black on black violence or on the south side. And you're right on the money. It was just Labor Day. And what happened in Chicago? 58 shot over Labor Day weekend as the governor continues to reject Trump's threat to send the National Guard, man.
The president is threatening to send the army in. You think the assholes in Chicago would be like, yo, let's take the weekend off. Everybody,
let's cool our jets for
everybody be cool. Yeah, let's show them we can be civil for a weekend. You know what I mean? Not 58 shots.
Yeah, they doubled down, man.
They doubled down. Yeah, fuck this guy.
You want to see violence? You haven't even seen the real violence that we can give you.
I mean, Jamie Pritzker and Johnson had to be sitting there just watching the ticker go up as people got shot. Like what's wrong with you? What's wrong? I'm literally arguing on national television.
In the meantime, have you seen these viral clips from DC? Just regular people on the street. They're like being interviewed saying, hey, I hate to admit it, but I haven't been able to walk down the street in DC like this in years. Like, it's really peaceful. There's no crime.
I forgot we used to eat outside. Like we had tables outside. I forgot we stopped because we were getting harassed. And then we had ATV.
No, they had. I think DC
through.
had their first weekend in like 10 years of 0 murders and like 0 carjackings. I mean, like, it sounds crazy and preposterous. I know, especially here in Denver, Colorado. But when you fund police and bring in more cops, you stop crime. It sounds crazy, I know, but the crime goes down.
It's not even. It's just the perception of we're gonna go. We're serious about crime.
Absolutely.
We want this number to go down. We're gonna do whatever it takes to go down.
It's pure optics.
That stops it. When you have this attitude of, no cash bail, we're not really gonna arrest you. We're gonna downgrade crimes as soon as you get to court. Okay, well now you love criminals. You love the crime.
From a criminal perspective, if you're walking the street and you want to rob a car or a person, and you see 2 cops walking the beat, you're probably going to think twice about committing that crime. Now, if you're walking down that same street and you see 3 homeless guys openly freebasing in front of a storeway, you're going to have no problem committing that crime. It's optics, and you see an opportunity versus not seeing that opportunity. That's why it sounds crazy in Democratic-run cities. I know, but this is the real truth. You bring in some extra reinforcements to just squash the idea of crime being committed, all right? And I guarantee they're having a lot less smash and grabs at the local Walmarts and CVS's in Washington, D.C. right now.
Oh, I know it. I think about it all the time. Like whenever I'm in Chicago, you people are talking about how great and safe it is and how crime is down. Never in my life was everything behind plexiglass in the city of Chicago. You know what I mean? I'm 37 years old. Never before did I walk through downtown and everything was behind plexiglass. Dude.
I remember seeing that for the first time. Like, it was 4 years ago, right after the lockdown started opening up, and our friends were getting married again, and we went to a wedding party in California. And we stayed the first night. We flew into San Francisco and then drove to the wedding up further north where the rich people live in California. But in San Francisco, we had to stop at the CVS to get, the contact solution, the stuff they don't let you travel with on the plane and all that jazz. And that was the first time we had to push a doorbell on the aisles, and then a lady would show up and open up the compartment and give you like a tag. And then you take the tag and go up there and get the item that was from the back. I mean, it was so insane in San Francisco. 2021, maybe, I want to say, like 4 years ago that this was happening, or 3 years ago. So now that's everywhere. I mean, Denver's even doing the whole, we're locking the shit up. You got to come and ask for help.
The Walgreens got me the other day. I went to go grab the... something out of the cooler, and I couldn't open.
Of course, man.
And then you gotta be like, hey, and then they open it. They put the
it's crazy. And so, of course, the surge of violence, by the way, in Chicago that we just saw the headline over, the 58 people shot. It was some 8 dead, 37 separate incidents of shooting. Mayor of Chicago, Johnson, insists that this is all Donald Trump's fault. And he even goes, we played a clip about 2 months ago. Brandon Johnson blames the violence in Chicago on Richard Nixon. I'm not making this up. He literally blames Richard Nixon for what's going on now. There was even Lori Lightfoot doing the rounds the past week saying that the violence and the crime in Chicago is institutionally fabricated by the institution itself. That Republicans and politicians are the reason, and institutionalized systemic racism is the whole reason we see this trend in Chicago. It has nothing to do with the fact that they brought in a mayor who's a literal socialist. Brendan Johnson is part of the socialists of America. It's crazy.
And it's been run by Democrats for what,
absolutely
30 years now?
Nothing good comes from these socialists taking power, and that's why, according to Politico, Republicans are, quote, giddy over Zohan Mamdani taking over as mayor, because it is basically a foregone conclusion at this point that he is absolutely going to win the mayoral vote. But they are the Democrats are sounding the alarm, and they are freaking out. And it's really funny to watch this unfold. Even Politico, a hardcore Democrat mouthpiece, they are a propaganda arm of the DNC. They're running this ad saying that Republicans are pouncing already, and in certain suburban areas of northern New York, they're running ads. They're not even putting their own words or candidates in the ads. They're just playing clips of Mamdani speaking about his ridiculous socialist ideas, and then they're showing pictures of other foreign socialist crime-filled dystopias and saying, like, this is what New York's gonna come be. And they're showing these socialist dystopias in, like, Haiti, and then just putting clips of Mamdani speaking over it, right? And the DNC is freaking out now because it's working. They're saying, like, we need to distance ourselves from this guy. The moderates in the DNC, like, I guess this guy Tom Suozzi and Lauren Gillen, I think they're in the House caucus there in New York. They're literally publicly going out there and saying, no, we need to outright reject Mamdani and his socialism and completely distance ourselves from these, because
but
that's what they want, dude. You can't run away from it, man. No.
This is what they're voting for, right? You guys are all about democracy.
Dude, you're fighting the oligarchy, bro. I thought that's what we're doing here, man. You got Bernie Sanders and AOC, man. They're all behind Mamdani. It's hilarious.
If you're against Mamdani or whatever, I got a MAGA hat for you. Because now that makes you a Republican. That makes you an extreme right Republican.
Absolutely. Well, we're rolling down, and I'll circle back only because I think we'll probably not talk about it again. But the whole deal with the tranny shooting that was going on, and the backlash that has resulted. Just to cap it off, I did want to play a little clip that I thought is pretty interesting as far as where we're heading with all of this.
This morning, sources say the Justice Department is considering a rule that could ban some transgender people from owning guns. Talks began after last week's school shooting in Minnesota, where police say a 23-year-old transgender woman killed 2 children.
I think it is disgraceful that Donald Trump is desecrating the memories of children who were stolen from their families just days ago by turning, their tragedy, their pain, their trauma into a political sideshow.
Sources say at the center of the discussion is gender dysphoria, which refers to the distress experience when someone's identity and assigned sex don't match. The American Psychiatric Association stresses being transgender is not a mental illness. But sources say federal officials...
Like, for anybody who says, how could you not trust the experts? That
yes,
sentence
exactly,
right
man. But it's amazing it took us this long to get to this point, but here we are now. We're gonna have to go down this road. They're gonna classify the T's as a mental illness. They're gonna have to. That's what's gonna happen here.
It is. It used to be a mental illness.
And now here we are.
Illness. And honestly, I'm glad that this didn't go far enough. If you take SSRIs, if you're on antidepressants, you shouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah, I fully agree with that, actually.
Those are mental, you know what I mean? What are we even doing the screening for if I could be on antidepressants?
You're not allowed to buy a gun, I believe, or get your license to carry here in Colorado if you have your medical marijuana license. Well, they don't want you high. They don't want you high and owning guns. So, hey, you know what? The same should roll with pharmaceuticals, man.
Should be allowed to buy alcohol. The
warning with SSRIs may cause suicidal ideation and homicidal ideation. It's a literal warning with these pills. Yeah, that's why
that should be bad.
You mean
really, if you have to go to a therapist, that should just be one question. Do you have a psychiatrist?
Right. Or maybe they run the gun. They got to talk to your psychiatrist, and you get the clearance from the psychiatrist, right? Yeah, okay, fine. This guy can.
No, fuck those people. No. If you have to go talk to somebody every week about your problems, no.
Good call. Yeah, if you need some counseling and therapy, maybe gun ownership should take a back seat until you resolve some of those mental issues you got going on. You know?
You're not stable. You're literally not stable. Who told me you're not stable? You did when you signed up for the therapy.
It's going to be tough, though. How will the FBI know who to poach for their future assassination attempts if they don't have a log of people on SSRIs and all these pharmaceutical drugs? I mean, they need these nut jobs and the database of these nut jobs in order to convince them to go to Home Depot, buy the ladder, ride your bike over to the you know where the party's going on, climb up onto the roof, fly your
drone around,
do some reconnaissance, survey, climb the ladder with the gun, shoot at the president, right? I mean, you know, you need guys on those pills to kind of go through those motions. Yeah.
You think that's how they got
that? This shooting and this situation, as sad and tragic and unfortunate as it is shining a much-needed light on the SSRI epidemic and the problem that these drugs have caused our society and culture over the last 30 years. And this is the first time I noticed a dramatic shift. And right away, the Democrats, fuck your prayers and thoughts, you know, shove those thoughts and prayers. And that disappeared within 5 seconds when it ended up turning out to be a Democrat trainee who was pulling the trigger on these poor Catholic kids. And the conversation immediately changed to, we have an issue with mental health, and we got to do something about these SSRIs. And now we're floating the idea, well, maybe if you're taking hormones to change your gender and you don't think you're the right person in the right body, you're not mentally stable enough to be shooting off AR-15s, you know?
Yes. It's also why you shouldn't be allowed in the military.
Great call, man. Yes.
Do you have anything physically or mentally wrong with you? Well, I was born in the wrong body.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
That's a disqualifier.
You know, you should run for Congress, actually. We got a lot of people like you running for Congress. That's a qualifier now. Come to Colorado. You can be one of our Congress members.
I mean, imagine you're the guy who had a football injury in, like, elementary school playing Little League football. You know, you got a screw in your knee, and they're like, sorry.
Wow.
Can't let you in.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
want you. You're no good. You're born in the wrong body.
Come on in. Yeah, you want to fire this rocket launcher?
Yeah. Just go ahead and pick whichever uniform you want.
Don't worry, we'll cut the dick hole in there for you. It's all right. You'll get it. You'll get it. Oh man, yeah. So this is good, right? I mean, I don't like I know people are saying, hey, this is a ban on 2A, or where are you gun rights advocates out there? I think most gun right advocates believe when it comes to mentally insane people, let's keep the guns out of their hands. All right, that's like a uniform belief.
Yeah, we're all for that. I thought that's what you were for. You guys with your stupid gun rules. That's what we're. That should
right.
Be the
so
common
in order to
ground.
get to that common ground, we need to uniformly accept that the tranny thing. I mean, it's a mental problem. You got a mental issue going on. You're ill. You got an illness. You're unwell. Right.
And then it should be like a 5-year period. Like, okay, you're on the SSRIs, you get off them, 5 years.
Right, yeah, and we're kind of jumping back and forth on two different things, the SSRIs, the antidepressants, and then the training element where you're doing the hormone treatments and all that stuff. But you combo...
Well, that too. Yeah.
You're comboing the hormone treatments with the antidepressants. I mean, that is a cocktail of madness, man.
Well, I would love to see the... percentage of trannies that are on
good call.
I bet you it's overwhelming.
Probably on the same level of the percentages of the T's who are committing suicide yearly, which is, you know, massive compared.
Right. Then it's a chicken or the egg thing. Were you depressed because of the tranny and this and that, or did you go to that because you were depressed?
Right now, let's check in on Elliot Page. How's Elliot Page doing? Because I think that's a good barometer for what happens to you when you're convinced socially to do something that's probably against what you should be doing biologically. Elliot Page is the prime example, right?
So sad.
Oh, man.
She's
yeah.
so cute now.
Never forget, people, when it comes to wokeism, the extreme left, the new age Bolsheviks, what did they take from us? Everything, including Ellen Page. They took Ellen Page from us, man. Never forget. Yeah, they're the modern Bolsheviks, bro. Come on. That's right, dude. They're Biden-sheviks, right? Barack-sheviks. They're Barack-sheviks. Yeah, the Barack-sheviks, man. The Obama-sheviks. Oh, man.
It all started.
Oh, well, Mike, I can't believe that I am saying it, sir, but there certainly is no doubt about it. This here is the fastest hour in the universe. We still got so much more to get to on that docket. Folks, we won't forget Epstein. Don't worry. We will do Epstein. There's always a little sliver of space for some Epstein.
Every time, I just feel like they're using it.
Oh, I guarantee it seems like something's really happening, and they're
100%,
like, here's the Epstein victims. They're going to put together a list for you.
Yeah. It was literally like, the shooter turned out to be a tranny.
Yeah.
The Epstein survivors out there with a lawyer.
Get Thomas Massey out there. Get him all red-faced and sweaty. He'll be very upset.
I don't care. Make up the list. Just write it with a pink marker and girl handwriting.
Now scuttle Nancy Mace, have her run out and pretend to be crying and all upset. This is good. This is all we'll talk about for 48 hours. Then it's the weekend. We'll forget it all. Football starts.
Everyone's gone. It's gone. We'll have some black chicks sing to a million white people at a football game. We'll talk about how racist they are because nobody even knows what the song is in the stadium. Did you see that? Did everybody take their hats off? Nobody was looking at it. Nobody knew what the fuck this black lady was doing.
No, everybody knows you raise your fried chicken wing. Everybody raises the fried chicken wing. You put that's right. Of course. And then the slice of watermelon you hold to your heart. It's so racist.
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, dude. No, they come on to do lift all farts and sing. You put the dashiki on. You get down on one knee, right? Yeah, that's what you do, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
In your circle.
You go down on one knee with the dashiki on. Yeah, that's right.
Really contemplate how.
And then you sprinkle salt and pepper in front of you just to season the air.
to remember Colin Kaepernick.
All right, folks, we're gonna take a break. We got DJ Rodfather here dishing out the good jams for us. I want to thank everybody for hanging out, enjoying the good times, great oldies. We will be back. We got a new tune. All right, Mike is keeping it fresh. Yeah, all right, man. Excellent. We'll be back after this short intermission, and we will see you all on the flip side. DJ Rodfather himself. Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby, don't freeze up. It's a tough time, so you take this just to slow down. Truth is, don't come in threes anymore. It feels like I'm just trying to keep my plans alive and trying to drink water. Can I get to know you, honey, and all of your lovely mistakes? I've got more than a few to show you, bunny. So why don't we cut the break? Yeah. So you went to Acapulco alone, yeah, you say partners make it so much harder. Well, maybe we're kind of alike, and babe, if you want to, Can I get to know you, honey, and all of your lovely mistakes? I've got more than a few to show you, bunny. So why don't we cut the brakes? Yeah. Well, I don't know why, but you just seem nice. And I don't know why, but you seem so kind. Can I get to know you, honey, and all of your lovely mistakes? I've got more than a few to show you, my bunny. So why don't we cut the brakes? Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. All right, that was excellent, man. Was that the Strokes?
now.
Who was that?
Camp.
Emma
with two
loves
A's.
Camp. We almost went to see them. Actually, they came to town about a month ago.
No way, never heard of them
hip
before.
fellas. A
No,
lot. The
they're,
ladies love them. I know that for a fact. And I'll be sure to catch them next time around. They got some fun tunes. Just regular jams, man. Nothing spectacular, right?
I gotta say, I've been listening to XRT, and I'm really liking the new stuff coming out. I think we're heading into a good year.
It ebbs and flows, right? And we had to unfortunately go through that electronic moment. We basically had our disco era here, and I see a lot of similarities over the last 10 years with the 70s, and I think now we're heading into, we're kind of heading into this new age. Kind of feels maybe a 90s renaissance going on, 90s-esque almost. We're getting
very
more
90s,
garage bandy sounding music hitting the airwaves, and the kids are getting more into analog. They're living life in an analog way. They're ditching the digital.
Putting the phones down.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Notice that the
That's
young,
good.
the
That's a
young
good
ones.
thing. Now, I was just traveling and I noticed in the airport, actually, young folk not as hyper engaged with their devices. Boomers, lost forever, bro. They are zombied. If there's one generation that actually, I think, we were always worried about the children and like, oh, what are these kids going to be doing with these devices in their lives? Dude, kids are rejecting these poisonous entrapments, and it's the boomers, dude. The old folks are just locked and glued into their handheld devices.
And they cannot tell the difference between AI and real. Like, they do not know.
It's funny how we already have a filter. There's a biological filter already in us, the younger generations, I think, it's almost like I see something. So there was a viral video of Tim Walz dancing with like a fuck Trump t-shirt, and it wasn't fully AI, it was just his face was AI put onto a guy doing the whole thing. And the moment I saw the clip, my immediate reaction, my instinctual knee jerk was, oh, this is fake AI. It has to be. And I noticed that that's my go-to setting now with everything on the internet. It's AI. Let me investigate further and prove it's real. Whereas I think the older folk, though, they're in the I accept everything face value at all times forever, which is how they treated COVID. They still talk to boomers about 9/11. I guarantee they still believe the 9/11 narrative, right?
Well, they believe in the moon landing, man. They were there.
Face value. They're not going to dig any further than what they saw Walter Cronkite present to them in 1969. Like, that's it. That's the truth.
No, I saw it on a 13-inch black and white TV.
Yeah, exactly, man. So, the boomer generation and older, dude, they still believe anything they see. And then you have to go through this excruciating process to prove to them that they're being lied to or propagandized or there's some fallacy behind this. Yeah, exactly.
How do you know? Where did you get
Fox
that? Where
News?
did
Did you hear this on
from?
Fox News? You know, like it's always Fox News.
I love that. Anything they disagree with, got it from Fox
Whereas,
News.
us younger generations, the millennials, Gen Z, the beta and alphas, and all the other goofballs underneath. I mean, our go-to is we're being lied to, we're being had. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, is this information being presented to me by a higher power? Well, it's bullshit. I'm going to immediately claim it to be bullshit. Prove to me you're telling me the truth. Multiple sources, please. And I need to hear from Alex Jones 2 months ago, right? That's how we roll.
Sources not paid for by Bill Gates.
First of all, before I listen to this source, I need to see the commercial that precedes your program. If it's a Pfizer commercial, I'm not believing a word you say. But they're all in, man. They believe it all. Face value. Which is why COVID worked. Which is why, I'm sure this whole Trump derangement syndrome that they still ride on with everything is still continuing. And that's why hilariously, the Epstein list continues to haunt us week after week. And here we are, we're 9 months in. And I would say every 2 weeks we're told by, Pam Bondi, I got the folders on my desk, and then Kash Patel, I'm looking at the info right now, just don't hurt my family, please, I won't say anything, with every week it's some new schlub rolling out of that administration telling us, now we got Thomas Massey, I'm here with the victims, we're going to put together a list, and we're going to say it in front of Congress, and no one will stop us. Like, yeah, well, what happened? You said that Wednesday, it's Sunday, you guys never went in front of Congress with the victims. You never put together a list. There is no list. There never will be a list. That's the bottom line. And then to top all of this off,
my question is, nobody thought of this beforehand to just ask these girls.
We've been talking about for guys. It's really simple.
That's what I'm saying. Just you tell me.
Sit down with the victims. Have them tell you the names of the people who raped them.
Frank, I think we just uncovered the real crisis in Washington, D.C.
Oh, good call.
They are out of No! They are out of pen and paper.
Can we
make a list?
Can we get an Amazon run in Washington, D.C. here? Like, just dump off a truckload of pens and paper. Give it to the Epstein victims.
Please. I mean, can nobody make a list? Half of the people are lawyers walking around with legal pads and briefcases.
Two generations of college students using ChatGPT to graduate. Nobody can write anymore. Nobody knows how to write anything.
That's terrible, man.
I know.
Somebody
just
make a
listen to them
fucking
talk.
list.
Write down the freaking names. It's so simple, but there's never gonna be a list. Well, this is my favorite part. I caught Fight Club on TV the other day. I hadn't seen it in a long time. Such a great movie. And I was thinking how
great movie,
Epstein list, it's the Epstein Club, just like Fight Club. And they got their rules. And that's what we're watching unfold here are the rules of the Epstein Club. Just like with Fight Club, what's the first rule of Fight Club? You don't talk about Fight Club, right? What's the first rule of Epstein Club? There is no list. Right? That's the first rule. There is no list. What's the second rule of Epstein Club? There is no list. No, there's no list. There's no list. We're telling you there's no list, right? That's how we go through the rules of Epstein Club. And then, of course, the third rule of Epstein Club or the Epstein list, which is, there is a list, but it's a fake list. The Obamas and Clintons put it together. It's fake news. It's not even a real list, right?
We knew it was fake because Bill's only on there 3 times.
And then finally, of course, the last rule is, there is a list, but actually there never was a list. It was all a hoax. We made the whole thing up. It's Russian disinformation. Yeah, it's all nonsense. So that's the whole rule with the Epstein Club. There's a list. There is no list. There was a list. It was a hoax. It's a fake list. Well, now we got the list. But when you see the list, which we're going to give it to you, even though it's not a real list, it's a hoax list, but we're going to finally reveal it to you, we're going to redact the Republican names. That's the new rumor on the street. I don't know if you saw this, but the O'Keefe Media Group, who I'm a huge fan of, they actually, James O'Keefe does great stuff. It used to be Project Veritas back in the day, but they did an undercover sting, if you will. Their classic little, they stage these phony dates, basically, and they kind of catfish these fellas in the government into saying stuff that they really shouldn't. And I do want to preface this by saying, I think it was last week, they released 33,000 pages of Epstein files, and apparently 97% had already been released, but they made a big deal about it, right?
That's what they do every time.
But allegedly, a fella from the DOJ, from the Department of Defense, I think his name, Joseph Schnitt, I believe was his name. He was caught on hidden camera by the O'Keefe Media Group claiming that they're going to release a client list, but they're going to redact all the Republican names from that list. And so what you're going to see is, as Trump has been saying, a fake list. And so we're back to fake list. It's a hoax. It's not a real list.
More fake list. This is Trump's fake list.
So here, Obama and Clinton's, they made that for exactly. Now we got Trump's fake list where they've redacted all the names. This whole Epstein thing.
I do got an idea though. I really do think if you take the Obama list and the Trump list and you just put them together, you probably have every name.
Man, yes, absolutely, yes. That's all you need. Yeah. So, come on, man. How much longer is this gonna go round, man?
Yeah,
it's my favorite
forever.
story in the whole world this year. But outside of that, the victims came together outside of the Congress. Massey was there. Mace. It was bipartisan. My favorite gal in Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene, was present. She's been a big vocal pusher of getting the list released. A victim of Bill Clinton's spoke at this whole thing. I don't know if you yeah, I mean she outright of course nobody in the news played the clip of the Clinton victim. She outright talks about Clinton, and I think I have it. We could listen to it if you want. It's kind of weird listening to these victims, to be quite honest. But at the same time while this was going on, one of the Florida prosecutors when they went after Epstein actually came forward, and this has been known information since day one with Epstein, but he has said, and this has been confirmed, that Trump was the only person who the FBI contacted when they first arrested Epstein, who said, I'll give you all the information you need, and he openly, willingly worked with all investigators, which is pretty spectacular when you think about it. I mean, everybody denied cooperation except Donald Trump. He's the only one. And there are prosecutors who are not friends of Trump who are saying, look, I hate the guy, but I'm going to be honest. He's the only one who willingly cooperated with our Epstein investigation. I mean, that says something when you willingly cooperate. Crazy. But then it also leads to another juicy piece of information with this whole Epstein thing that I believe has floated for a long time underneath the current. And we should take a listen. Here's Speaker Mike Johnson maybe revealing some information that we were potentially not supposed to have heard, or maybe it was just known and we just never really talked about it.
He's not saying that.
And I think I might have to turn up the volume on this guy. But we got the little closed caption there at the bottom, just in case.
Did as a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to...
Yeah, I don't know if anyone could hear that through the audio in the audio world there, but Mike Johnson, the speaker Mike Johnson, just casually tossed out there that Trump was an FBI informant during the investigation for Epstein.
Damn.
This is a known fact. And so...
Maybe that's why he didn't want to release the file.
Maybe he's not allowed to. as an informant, and maybe there's some information about Trump. I've been saying it since day one when it comes to Trump. Yes, he did work with Epstein. Epstein was a money laundering, drug trafficking, human trafficking, gun smuggling CIA employee for 30 years. He worked with MI6, he worked with Mossad, he worked with Saudi intelligence. They believe he also potentially worked with Russian intelligence. What's amazing about Epstein is his self-declared occupation in the 80s and 90s was a financial quote-unquote bounty hunter. And he was literally contracted by world governments and world governments' secret services to find and steal back looted financial gain, like gold and money. And he stole money legally for a living for the CIA and for Mossad and for MI6 in the 80s, dude. This guy was running weapons internationally in the 90s for Clinton and the Clinton administration. I mean, come on. Of course they're not going to release anything about this guy. He's up to his elbows in working with the secret services and the three-letter agencies worldwide. Yes. And on top of it, he had an island that was a honeypot where he would capture elites doing disgusting sexual acts with underage. That is a literal part of it. But my God, dude, the financial aspect is so spectacular with this guy. And that's why Trump was involved. And then when I think Trump started realizing he was working with a dirty fella, he said, hey, FBI, don't screw me over on my illegal shit. I'll work with you and throw this guy under the bus. And then someday I can run for president, right? That's basically what happened here. And we've been talking about it.
How do you get into that line?
Being an informant?
Jeff Epstein. Like, how do you
so
think
Epstein, amazingly, he was working. He got involved through Alan Greenspan with Bear Stearns, and then he got in some deep financial issues. He was doing some shady deals with Bear Stearns, and then through colleagues he met there, he was able to link up with this guy Khashoggi, who in the 70s, he was the Epstein of the 70s and 80s. He worked with Mossad, CIA, and Saudi intelligence, and he had famous yachts where they would have spectacular orgies, and then he would compromise politicians and celebrities on these yacht party orgies, and then use that compromise to wheel and deal drugs, weapons, and finance these illegal movement of goods for wars and all this other stuff. And Epstein just kind of moved into that arena. You know, these billionaires, man, I mean, they're involved. Gun smuggling, you know, I think weapons is a major money maker in our world, especially when you deal with America, the war machine of the modern era, man. I mean, when you're doing illegal gun sales and human trafficking for the CIA, you're probably making a good penny here and there, and you're probably working with some sophisticated groups of people. But I think him working with these kind of groups early on, especially with the Wall Street connection, is kind of basically, you know, the CIA just taps into these people, man. You know, that's what they do. They need their ways to infiltrate, you know, themselves and other organizations. And so, you get Epstein involved. You got this guy Khashoggi that was a gun runner back in the 80s. And then whoever they have now. I was actually doing a little reading on the heyday of Hugh Hefner and the Playboy Mansion, man. And that was basically Epstein before Epstein got into being Epstein. You know, it was a place where celebrities and politicians would go to orgies and most definitely be filmed and compromised for what they did at those orgies. And then Hugh, basically, you know, him and the Playboy Mansion became kind of a tourist attraction in the 90s. Well, who took over in the 90s with the Epstein Island and everything? It was Epstein, man. You know? And I know people like to bring Diddy into all this, but I think we learned pretty clearly from the whole Diddy fiasco, like, yeah, maybe he got it on with a few, like, skinny white boys like Bieber and DiCaprio and Ashton Kutcher, but really, I think the real controversial stuff is going on with the Epstein arena and all that. I still...
Yeah, Diddy...
No, I don't think it bothered anyone. I think we really realized it was just...
It's kind of
same
like the
thing.
Weinstein thing.
Because it all involved people questing over fame and celebrity, which is a disgusting thing to quest after. And if that's your goal, to be famous, rich, and be a celebrity, then you're going to sign the deal with the devil no matter what at some point.
Yeah, I think, because I feel like we all know that's the
absolutely.
Deal, right? Like, you want to make it
get on your knees, man. Yeah, exactly. The Epstein thing is disgusting on another level because you're talking human trafficking. The Khashoggi guy that he was partners with and kind of learned a lot from, and then Leslie Wexler's involved, and all these people, Roy Coyne, these are all people who are in Trump's circle. These are all elites, real estate elites from New York and Manhattan and Florida, and the CIA tapped these elites in order to do their nefarious dealings and all that stuff. And that's the way the world works, man. There's just new versions of these guys now. You know what I mean? We just don't know who they are. That's what's amazing about the whole Epstein thing.
Sure.
And And that's why I feel like Trump even goes out there and says, look, this is old news. You guys are wasting your time on Epstein. He's dead. He's not running anything anymore. You're kind of wasting your time and not focusing on the new Epstein.
The new island, I just came from
Clinton was just there 3 times this week. Right? Like, nobody's talking about the new Epstein Island, man.
Poor Bill.
But ultimately, we've been chatting about this since day one with Trump. It has always kind of felt like there's some element of spy versus spy with Trump and Obama and the Democrats and the Republicans, Fox News and CNN. And here it is. It's spelled out right there for us. Trump, FBI, Obama, CIA. There it is. And Obama's with the Clintons, Obama and Clintons, and they're the Epstein gang.
Now, do you think Trump is controlled by the FBI or part of the FBI? Or maybe he's just a guy who, like, he's on his own. If it's beneficial to him, he'll help one.
Man, I don't know. I don't know with Trump. I don't like to make Trump some sort of flawless god like a lot of people do on the MAGA side. We do need to consider the fact that Trump liked to party with Epstein in the late 80s and early 90s. And not just Epstein. Trump was a major socialite. He also cheated on 3 wives. And his latest wife is like half his age and is a model from some Uzbekistan country nobody can pronounce. So we don't even know how old she was when Trump met her, right? We could throw that out there. A lot of people claim that Epstein introduced Melania to Trump. Kind of some weird territory in that arena. But, dude, I don't know, man. I personally, there's no way Trump is squeaky clean on any level. He's a New York fat cat who lives in a golden penthouse. He's got to have skeletons in that closet, just like RFK. But with Trump and with the Epstein thing, man, they threw all shit at the fan to spray onto the wall to try and get this guy out of office and then to stop him in 2024. If they had anything on this guy from the Epstein files or anything related to Epstein, man, it would have been the first thing we heard about in 2023, and we would have never heard anything other than that.
They literally went as far as to change the laws in New York so that this lady could open up a lawsuit so that they could then bring up an alleged rape case from 30 years ago. Right? Like that's how bad they were trying to get him. And during all of that, you think they were sitting on videos and lists and evidence of him fucking underage girls?
Dude.
It's insane. Of course they would have released it.
Absolutely. They knew who this guy was during Bush, during Biden, or I would say during Obama, and then during Biden
Obama
in 2016. I mean, you've got like 3 other different presidents who did nothing about Epstein. Epstein only went to jail when Trump was finally president, which is an interesting caveat to all of this. Right? Well, yeah. Well, I'll give you I can see it in your face. Don't worry.
I'm not giving that one to Trump.
But it is interesting that the pressure is on now to release this phony baloney list. Where was the pressure the last 4 years prior to Trump, right? Nobody cared. So this must be the only thing the Democrats can run on at this point. They got nothing. They got Jasmine Crockett and Gavin Newsom, whose new Art of the Troll doesn't seem to be working out as well as it was about a week or two ago. What happened to that, man? I thought he was the new Trump on social media. We were all really excited about the new Gavin the Trump.
And did you see that side by side of Jasmine?
Dude,
Crockett?
I actually did. You talking about so she recently? I might have saved it actually. I might be able to toss it on here because
It was like a video of her from when she first entered Congress, and then like her last public speech, and it's literally, dude, it is two.
It's also
totally different people. I don't know how she became like an uneducated ghetto black.
No,
chick
she
from
went to the
South
same.
While
They have some sort of
Congress.
like it's got to be like a getaway, like a weekend getaway where you go to like learn something. You know, what are those? It's not a convention, but I imagine Donna Brazil. Yeah, Donna Brazil
Like a
runs a seminar
seminar?
for all the black Congresswomen, and she teaches them how to go. Nuh-uh, I'm gonna cook you up some gumbo. That's the school. It's called the School of Gumbo, and it teaches.
He got another thing coming. No matter what it is, that he
Exact.
got
Oh,
another
dude.
thing coming.
And
He
I got
keep
the
coming
clip,
in here.
and apparently you go to Harvard and Yale, and then you forget to how do you properly use the word "is." That apparently becomes a thing. I know it's
Or
crazy,
ask.
dude.
I got one question to ask Donald Trump.
It's
You're a Harvard graduate.
again, I've said this before with Jasmine Crockett, but she's racist, bro. She's freaking racist to black
Oh,
people.
yeah.
I feel bad for black
Yes,
people. The way
yes.
her
Yes.
transformation, the way she has changed herself to speak to the common folk, the black constituents. This is what she thinks of you folks out there. I feel bad for everybody who has this lady representing her. Here's Jasmine Crockett when she became a Congress member, and then right after we have Jasmine Crockett from just this past weekend.
First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy, because they always...
What was that, dude? What? All right, here we go.
They are crazy, because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you, and the wives...
What is happening here? Whoa, man.
is being messy and petty. They putting it in...
First of all,
that's blackface, right? If I'm gonna understand it correctly, is that what blackface is?
Yeah, she should be embarrassed. Dude, she should be embarrassed. That is embarrassing. And you're right. How racist to believe that's how you have to talk.
That is vocal
for
blackface. I believe that's
your
vocal
people to
blackface.
understand.
Like she's literally that's black voice.
Black
dude.
voice. It's black voice.
Yeah, but for some reason, vocal blackface is a little harsher. It feels a little more racist when you say vocal blackface, right? Like she's putting
Vocal blackface.
it's
yeah.
vaudevillian the way
BBF.
she is speaking. That's basically what's going on there. It's so insane that she would degrade her speech, the tone, the accent, saying purposefully the wrong vowels, and you know. It's so
Yes.
gross, man. You know, don't you think these people don't want the person next to them representing them in office? They want someone who went to Harvard and who speaks like they went to Harvard to represent them. Yes.
That's why we voted.
You're supposed to
for
be
you.
educated and smart, and you're supposed to sound like that so you could represent your constituents. It's unbelievable to me. This is so amazing. But are you surprised? This is the same party who believes black people have no idea how to find a DMV in their neighborhood. It's the same group of people, man, who believe black people are incapable of getting a driver's license.
Oh, well, they can't use computers.
That's right.
They don't know how to use computers. For
Where's Kathy Hochul? She could show black kids how to use a computer.
They just don't know. They've never seen one before. That's the problem.
Oh man, so despicable and sad that they speak that way, and you're right. So embarrassing for her. Only because at the same time, I think this was last week, maybe. It was a few weeks ago. But I saw that Forbes came out with they have a billionaire list that they do every year. And then right after, they came out with the world's black billionaires of 2025, which is pretty incredible. The guy who created Medea, Tyler Perry's on there. Magic Johnson is in the list. And I perused the list. Very fascinating. A lot of Nigerians on the world black billionaire list, which I was shocked. And then the usual Michael Jordan, Oprah, right? LeBron. I mean, it was an impressive list. But like I said, a lot of Nigerians, overwhelming majority on the black billionaire list, American blacks, African Americans. And you know why? Because America's the best country in the world. It's the number one place in this world for prosperity and for opportunity. Stop hating this country. Yes. Stop shitting on it. It's game over.
Yeah, even if you're black, it's a great country. You know how I know? There's no black people leaving the country. If it was as bad as you guys say it is,
man. I mean, come on, though. The UK wasn't overwhelming the list of black billionaires in the world. Neither was any of these other African countries outside of Nigeria. I was very impressed. Nigeria, they're doing something right there economically, apparently.
Even Nigerian immigrants.
Exactly. No, it was overwhelming, man.
They outpace white men.
It's so undeniable to me. When I just look at a Forbes article about black billionaires worldwide, and it is overwhelmingly African Americans on the black billionaires list, dude, is there a better place in this world to be black? I mean, come on, man. It's America. Or Nigeria, apparently. That's what I'm learning here. But we must end the hate of America and the claim that we are racially unjust and that you deserve reparations of some sort. Yeah. You have so many billionaires that are black. Forbes releases their own article dedicated to the black billionaires. That's how many we have here. You've made it, people. We have equality now. You have your own list of billionaires.
Yeah,
they don't even have an Italian billionaire list, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
Come on.
It'd be all mafia, and they don't want to be on any list. You know what I'm saying? No, don't put me on the list.
They don't claim their income.
Right.
It's hard to tell.
Oh man, good times, good stuff. Last week, obviously, the Epstein was the big distraction, as we all know, and I think it was probably the distraction needed because, well, one group or institution runs all of media, and that is Big Pharma. And Big Pharma is under a big attack here in the month of September. We were promised, and it looks like we are receiving the announcement on autism from RFK Jr., and man, what an exciting week leading up to this announcement. Pretty much 80% of the CDC quit on the spot about a week ago.
Did you see that? Stocks of Tylenol plummeted.
Right, well, do you know why? They're saying Tylenol is causing the autism. Yeah, exactly. They're claiming Tylenol, one of the culprits for the cause of autism. They're saying the pregnant women shouldn't be taking the Tylenol, allegedly.
I think it's just going to come out that it was like it's everything. The vaccines, it's just the drugs, period.
Yeah, absolutely. And I loved how all these guys were trying to ride the high horse and take the high moral road and say, oh, RFK, he's a maniac, man. He's going to kill all the children. He's going to end the vaccine schedule, and we're all screwed. So we're going to get out now while we still can. And no, we're not rats fleeing a ship that we were tied to where we were poisoning your kids for generations. No, we're getting out now because of RFK. This dude made the rounds. You familiar with this guy, Daskalakis? Yeah, this guy is my favorite. He was appointed to his position at the CDC. He was the head of vaccines About 4 years ago, Joe Biden appointed this guy. Let's give him a little gander here.
Well, and to boil down what you're saying, Secretary Kennedy has long pushed the disputed claim that there's a link between vaccines for children and autism. This has been debunked by the science for the past more than 2 decades now. Is that the crux of your concern? And is that the crux of the argument with Susan Menares, that there's going to be an attempt to push that type of policy forward, an ideology forward?
I mean, let's make a list. The secretary went on a video and said that that mRNA vaccines.
I knew he was gonna be gay. I knew he was gonna be gay the minute you said Biden appointed him 4 years ago. And I was just waiting.
I was too, because I wanted to show you why you must remember this guy. All right, I know you do. You don't?
No. But I remember.
No,
Biden's
you remember this guy. Remember right when he joined the administration, we all got a nice view of his personal life. This is the fella who he likes to go to these extreme gay LGBT parties. He's a big LGBTQ guy. You don't remember this dude? Yeah, look, Mike, come on, man. You don't remember this guy? He's got the dog face friend. Come on. He has a pentagram tattooed on his chest, man. He's a full-on Satanist devil worshiper. Wears the leather dog mask, man.
Oh, it's just that's just a tattoo, Frank.
So they rolled him out to tell everybody RFK is a maniac. He's going to kill us all. And then this was all in a lead-up to the announcement that broke the news this week that they are sure that Tylenol taken during pregnancy, prenatal Tylenol consumption, is a cause potentially of autism in the babies. And then the big announcement has still yet to be made, but the lead up to it was this past week, and we had our favorite shouting session. It's the 2 minutes of hate for Elizabeth Warren. She's paid for by Big Pharma.
Oh, so funny, dude. So what is wrong with that lady?
This is amazing. I think in the lead up to these events where they know they're going to question RFK, they house Elizabeth Warren in the kennel at Michael Vick's backyard, with all the other dogs that he abuses. I think they keep Elizabeth Warren there, right? They don't feed her. They have a doll of RFK in the back, and she just tears at it like a rabid animal, right? Just in the lead up, a couple weeks, just 2 weeks. This lady is freaking insane.
What is wrong?
I'll be honest.
We get it. He's going after your money, but please pretend like you care about the people.
She's paid the most, I gotta assume, by Big Pharma. There's something going on with Elizabeth Warren. She turns into this just ferocious animal and ready to just tear the flesh off of RFK Jr. They can't even get the microphones turned on in time. She's already screaming into the microphone, ready to just, they must have some sort of leash, or I think she has one of those maybe a wristband collar, the shock collar that they have for dogs, but they put it on her so she can't leave her seat because she looks ready to attack this man on any given notice. So, during the whole thing, absolutely hilarious.
First of all, RFK, man, I'd quit the tanning bed.
RFK, hey,
you're blending in with those brothers behind you.
I was gonna say, look, RFK and I, we try to beat the chemtrails, right? We're always trying to suntan around the Maybe he's getting a little too much vitamin D there. We get the message, RFK. Vitamin D is a good thing, but I don't know, guy.
He's one sunny day away from being able to see.
Dude, he is really close to the guy on the right behind him.
Look at him next to those two black guys. The guy on the right.
He's 1 weekend away from hanging out at Donna Brazil's and cooking up some collard greens for everybody, right? Hey, man.
Get some gumbo.
Get that gumbo.
Cook it in the bathtub. Kamala Harris.
RFK took the stand to defend his statements and positions and firings of the CDC and the fact that he's no longer pushing the COVID-19 vaccine for children. We're removing it from the schedule. And Elizabeth Warren and company bent out of shape over the fact that now, because he's making the statement as the health secretary via the CDC, certain people will no longer be insured in order to get their free booster shot. I'm pretty sure that's the crux of what everyone's really upset about with this whole scenario. And it's hilarious because if I'm not mistaken, a year ago, we were down to about like 12% of the population getting their booster shots on a regular basis. Like nobody's getting these shots.
Getting it. Nobody cares about COVID anymore. Everybody realizes
it was a hoax. You guys pulled a fast one on us, and you poisoned all the adults into turbo cancers. We're fully aware of it now. So RFK's here to defend it, and in the midst of the defending, he drops a fantastic bombshell on Elizabeth Warren, which only turned her to 11 on the rage scale, man. I mean, that's when she jumped out of her skin and exploded. It was right, dude. She needed a scalp for that insult, right? Best part about this whole thing, though, is you could tell they tried to really fuck with RFK. They juiced his volume on his microphone to the max so you could hear him breathing while they were talking. And then when he was talking, it was very muddled and too much overload sound. So very obviously they did this on purpose. This is the reach of Big Pharma. They control Congress, they control the media, and they need to stop RFK Jr. So anybody who tweeted about RFK needing to resign this week, that's who's bought for and paid by Big Pharma. That's all you need to know. It's so disgusting, but it's so obvious, man. And it's sad and pathetic of these people to not even try to hide it anymore. And speaking of not hiding it, we got the rabid dog Elizabeth Warren fresh out of the kennel from Michael Vick's compound, and she's ready to tear apart RFK Jr.
Mr. Kennedy, you said, quote, if vaccines are working for somebody, I'm not going to take them away. No exceptions.
And then there's Bernie next to her sweating how much this guy is now charging for onesies on his website. It's unfathomable at this point with the tariffs. I can't even imagine with the tariffs how much the onesies are costing on RFK's website, man. He's sweating. He can't think of or focus on anything else. He's like, there's one $36.50 now. It was $26.50 a month ago.
He's just thinking. I put the picture on the big board. Did I put the price? Will people really understand? Did I put the numbers big enough? Will they really understand? Because when he starts talking, somebody comes out with the big poster board.
And the price. He's got to show the price for sure.
He's got to have the price on there.
Ifs, ands, or buts, you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. Then last week, you announced that the COVID-19 vaccine is no longer approved for healthy people under the age of 65. In announcing the change, you said...
Probably the greatest announcement in the last 5 years in regards to COVID. Like, we're not going to make healthy people poison themselves and give themselves myocarditis. This is a good thing.
Especially the kids, man.
The vaccine will be available for anyone who wants it. Now, obviously, both things cannot be true at the same moment. So let's clear this up right now, Secretary Kennedy. Will you tell America that all adults and all children over 6 months of age are eligible to get a COVID booster at their local pharmacy today?
Anybody can get them. Why would you give a 6-month-old a booster? A COVID booster? 6 months old?
It's insane because the number one concept during the lockdowns was this didn't affect children at all. No, man.
No.
But this is the same. No. I mean, why are we giving the hepatitis B to kids? Which is good. It's going to be the one they identify as the autism cause. I guarantee it.
For sure.
The least needed and the most harmful. Guaranteed. And that's when we will know. this has been a eugenics program from day one for the last 30 years. You guys have just been trying to kill the populations, man. It's very obvious.
Booster.
It's working.
I'm sorry?
Anybody can get it, Senator.
Anybody. So you're saying that is now the official rule of HHS. Anybody is eligible to get a booster by just walking into the pharmacy.
It's not recommended for healthy people.
No. If you don't recommend, then the consequence of that in many states is that you can't walk into a pharmacy and get one. It means insurance companies don't have to cover the $200 or so cost. As Senator Dr. Cassidy said, you are effectively denying people vaccines.
We're not going to recommend a product for which there's no clinical data for that indication. Is that what I should be doing?
What you should...
And they refuse to accept this. This is what's so mind-blowing to me. They never had the data. There was no data. Everybody out there in 2021 who accused us plague rats of not following the data, they themselves were not following the data because there was no data, man. There was none.
No data. No. I love that now they admit they never even tested to see if it was
right. Exactly, dude.
That's not what it was. They didn't even test it.
Exactly.
Be doing is honoring your promise that you made when you were looking to get confirmed in this job.
You're going like this.
That is, you promised that you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. You just changed the classification of the...
I mean, just as a general rule, who is guilty? The person screeching and hollering and making the big... or the guy who's just like sitting back.
Clearly chomping on a Zyn. Like getting milk in that nicotine patch that he's sucking on. Yeah, dude. And, I mean, I'm going to get behind the guy who looks like he's getting sun and doing pull-ups and hiking and working out versus this pale gremlin who's just... Literally, Elizabeth Warren is my least favorite middle school teacher, basically. You know what I mean? Like, every single person's least favorite middle school teacher is Elizabeth Warren. That's exactly...
Yes.
Yes.
It just hates everybody. She's miserable.
Hasn't been laid in
world.
decades, is mean to everyone, especially the boys, though. Really hates all the boys. Yeah, that's Elizabeth Warren, man.
COVID vaccine.
I'm not taking them away from people, Senator.
It takes it away if you can't get it from your pharmacist.
Well, most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free. Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
The question is, everyone who wants it, that was your promise.
No, I didn't. I never promised that I was going to recommend products with which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's the best part.
I love it, man.
There it is. That's why you're screeching and hollering.
You can see the look in his eye right here, right before he says it, too. He's like had that thing locked and loaded the entire time. He let her go for like a solid 2 minutes, just ranting and raving.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you...
Yeah!
It's a lot of money, man. $850,000.
That's basically a cool mill that the big pharma has paid you to silence RFK and get him out of his position of power. Amazing stuff, man. I love that line. Just to have that in your little pocket there, just waiting. Like, oh yeah, go ahead, Elizabeth. Oh yeah, no, get angrier. No, get more angry, more rage, please. Wait for it. You know how much you've been paid? That's the best.
That might explain why you want me to push these vaccines.
Yeah, and that's it's amazing that his argument in this whole fiasco got buried in that. You know, everybody talked about Elizabeth Warren and all this stuff, but the funniest part is he's talking. His whole argument is, you guys want me to rubber stamp something that has no clinical data that proves it's effective and or safe. And honestly, we have overwhelming evidence that it's causing myocarditis, turbo cancers. That came out this week. They're full on with the turbo cancer now. They're saying, hey, look, the mRNA, what it does, one of the things it does, turbo cancer. That's actually, it's like kind of on its like list. It's on the to-do list. It's on the docket for the mRNA, turbo cancer.
Which one is it that they admitted had SV40 in it?
Yeah, it was Moderna, I thought, or.
But that literally causes.
It literally does,
to
man.
Grow.
Absolutely insane, right? So it is amazing. I love how he, waited, and there were some other great moments in this. What's his name? Michael Bennett. He's a senator for Colorado. He's dying to become governor this coming election cycle. He had a really big speech he was very excited about. It was very embarrassing for everybody of Colorado. He made a total fool of himself. All of these people that are arguing against Maha himself, the man who just wants to make America healthy again. He just wants these vaccine makers to be held accountable if their vaccines are poisonous and toxic and harmful to those who take it. That's his whole purpose. He wants to get the fluoride out of the water. He wants to get the petroleum food dyes out of your kids' candy. And maybe clean up the air and get rid of the chemtrails. And then on top of it all, he's saying, hey, you know what? Some of these vaccines haven't really been fully tested or vetted against placebo trials, and we're going to make sure that we do those trials to ensure we can maybe stop inflicting autism on majority of our population. It's down to 1 in 30 from 1 in 10,000 just a decade ago. So, I mean, we got a problem here. How could you people be against this guy? It's unbelievable.
But he's not even, you guys are saying he's the kook. He's not saying all vaccines are bad or cancel all vaccines. If you listen to him on like these podcasts and stuff, a lot of what he's saying is like, look at this vaccine. It may be causing problems, and we're giving it to kids at 6 months. Look at other countries. They're doing it at 1 year or 18 months. All I'm recommending is that we move it to 18 months. But like that's a lot of his recommendations is like spacing the vaccines out more and waiting a longer period, not giving the kid everything as soon as he's born and then at 6 months might not be the best thing for you.
Absolutely. And it's crazy the data from the difference of the kids who do wait just a little bit versus the ones who get it right away. It's a whole world of difference.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing that we're here now. It's kind of seems like it's common knowledge, like, hey, there's something up with these vaccines, and we haven't been allowed to talk about it or investigate it. So that right there means there's definitely something up with these vaccines, So
yes, it's just like the 2020 election, when we can't even talk about something, and you're just like, nope, vaccines are all safe. Nope, 2020 was the safest, most fair election ever held. Like, okay, well now
absolutely, man.
No, I don't believe it.
Well, Mike, we're winding down. I got a little more on the docket. Would you want to hit maybe the Rand Paul, Tony Fauci situation that's unfolding here? Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that one. Or the most important news is the freedom flotilla.
I can do the flotilla because this will actually resolve by the time we do our next show.
Real quick, freedom.
All right. So the Freedom Flotilla Part 3. Greta Thunberg, she's back on her way to save the Gazans.
Of shit.
They put 10 gallons of milk in a bag of rice in a boat, and they're gonna go save Gaza, who have no more land. All their buildings are rubble, and here comes Greta Thunberg with some milk and rice.
Oh man, I think I just
how dare you?
There it is. Yeah, I got it. There. Yeah, I was trying to hit that in time. All right, we got Greta.
I love how now everybody's like, wait a minute, that little boy is just an ugly girl.
How dare you?
All right, we got Greta Thunberg. She's on her way to save the Gazans, man. And by the way, folks, I had to do it. It's the only place you can get this kind of valuable information and newscast. Please make sure you have a tall glass of water beside you. This is a warning, a pre-warning. We're going to get dry here. This is Democracy Now!
Carrying civilian activists and loaded with humanitarian aid departed Barcelona Monday, bound for the Gaza Strip. The global Samud flotilla is the largest attempt yet to challenge Israel's blockade of Gaza. Swedish activist Greta Thunberg helped.
Hey, we got Thunberg! She's back with the Thunberg! All right, man, I love it. Yes.
To organize the.
That means we're gonna get a Turkey here in a few minutes, I think, right? Right on. That means we're sticking with Kyiv. I love it, dude. All right.
Flotilla.
Israel are very clear about their genocidal.
Greta's a huge fan of Lord Farquaad from the Shrek films. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. And Mikey pointed out potentially she might be cast in the reboot of Clockwork Orange, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I can just I can picture her kicking everyone's ass on that.
Oh man, I can't wait to see her new jeans commercial for The Gap. It's gonna be fantastic.
Intense. They want to erase the Palestinian.
I have extra genes.
Greta has retarded genes, right? That's
when you have one too many, or one.
Greta has fetal alcoholism syndrome disease, I believe. Is that what the term is?
It's just a young Garth. Stop making fun of her. Young Garth trying to make his way in the world. He hasn't met Wayne
That's
yet,
right, man.
know?
Good call, dude. Party on, Greta. Here we go.
This is before he moved to Aurora in the 4th grade.
Excuse me?
Nation. They want to take over the Gaza Strip. And if that...
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, you got what you wanted.
I don't care about Gaza. I don't care about Greta. Don't! I literally hope Israel takes care of all of them. Just blow up the boat.
I'll actually
finish blowing up
I'm going to
Gaza,
predict the future on this story. The ship will turn around. I'm pretty sure at some point it'll turn right back around. Just like the last two.
I mean, it's not, and she talks about how like they're putting their lives in danger and everything, dude. She talked about how the last time they got fucking bombed or whatever.
They were near some action that went on, yeah.
Dude, they boarded you. They gave you. We all saw the people eating a sandwich. And then you sat on a plane. Come on. So stupid.
Oh man, it doesn't get stupider than that, dude.
Just had to
Oh yeah, the Freedom Flotilla. It's the third attempt.
So fun.
They're not gonna get. I saw some footage yesterday of Gaza actually, because now the offensive is on. They're now torpedoing these buildings to actual rubble. Like whatever's standing, sort of, is now being rubbleized completely, and they're sweeping through the Gaza Strip, and then I think eventually West Bank. I think Palestine's gone. I think that's that's what's happened here. They've wiped it off the map, and we're watching the final touches here. So that's what's going on. Greta has nobody to save, essentially. But
yeah, you're gonna show up and nobody's there for the food.
Again, it sounds morbid and horrible, but it's the truth of the genocide that's going on there. Every time I check in on Democracy Now! Every day, she's got a new number of Palestinians killed and then Palestinians starved to death, and all I can think of is how are there still Palestinians alive to kill or to starve to death? It's
are the ones dying today
exactly
like the dead ones yesterday?
Where did they come from? I thought they were all dead at this point. How are there still people living? It's the ability.
Actually, Israel, I'm a little disappointed. I thought by now. How long does a genocide take, man? Jesus Christ. Can we speed this up?
It's kind of a weak genocide, if you know what I'm saying there, Netanyahu.
And yeah, I mean, at this point, their survival just a slap in the face. I mean,
It'll be the historical way we remember Netanyahu forever. Not a finisher. That's just how we'll always remember the guy. Can't close it out. You know what I'm saying? He gets to that 1 yard line, cannot cross the goal line into the touchdown.
Old
That's
old
right.
90% Netanyahu. That's
Couldn't do the full wipeout of the entire genealogical group of Palestinians. Absolute, pure evil unfolding.
You need us to get some Germans over there? Show you how. Hitler's up there like, not so easy when the shoe's on the other foot. You thought I had it so good. You didn't realize the stress of the genocide.
All employees think they can run the business. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea. They don't see the P&L report. They have no idea what goes in behind the scenes. Oh man,
Terrible.
when it comes to genocide, you got to really watch the details. You know what I'm saying? That's right.
It's all
Well,
about the
Mike, we got
details.
one last thing on the docket. I think we got to do the Fauci, right? Are you down with closing out on the Fauci?
Allegedly,
We keep hearing this promise. Fauci and Rand Paul. This is basically, it's the Epstein of 2020, essentially. The Epstein that keeps going.
Will you guys just fucking get it over with already? I mean,
It is happening. Rand Paul released a book, so now you know for sure we're going to get something to happen because he's got to sell the book. That's what's going on here. And according to Rand Paul and his book, which I think I'm going to actually check out, he does a deep dive on what unfolded the minutes, hours, and immediate time frame when COVID kind of unleashed and those behind the scenes became aware. And so that's kind of a lot where the illegality took place, the cover-up, if you will. And with all crimes, historically, the cover-up is the worst crime pretty much every time. So we got Rand Paul giving us a brief kind of lowdown on on what kind of occurred in those opening moments of the COVID pandemic.
Isn't that old Norm Macdonald joke, though? Where he's like, but nobody told the truth about rape, and then everybody was like, well, he raped her, but at least he told the truth about it. Because the only thing worse than the rape
lying about it. Yeah.
would have been lying about it.
Yeah, at least he told the truth, man. Exactly.
Exactly what he was doing. The phone calls went on.
Oh, I went a little too far there. Here we go.
One, because there's less oversight in China and there's complaints beginning to circulate in America. Let's outsource this to China. What's your first thought? We got to cover this up. And that's exactly what he was doing. The phone calls went on in my book. My wife helped me write it. We go on.
And we now know Rand Paul not sleeping on the couch. Very nice. You got to throw that out there. Him and his wife wrote the book. He's talking again about the moments when Fauci and everybody found out that this outbreak was occurring.
In vivid detail of the minute by minute of him going till 3 a.m. that first night. Emails going back and forth and back and forth.
It's incredible. I have some of the transcripts from one of the emails Fauci wrote in the wee hours of the morning. It was to Dashik. And it says, baby, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Oh, I can't help but be scared sometimes. It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Yeah! Dashik, I'm lonely. Yeah! That's not what happened. I just wanted to play 3 a.m. by Matchbox 20. I thought you would like that, Mike.
don't
Yeah,
tease me
absolutely.
here.
3 a.m. Fauci emailing Dashik and company. Tell everyone it came out of the wet market. It was a pangolin in a bed.
And he's 80 years old.
That's
so
rough.
3 a.m.
Well, no, that's probably when he woke up.
This guy.
Actually. Yeah, you know.
Oh, good call.
He's an early bird kind of fella there.
I put on the coffee. I open my email.
Jeremy Farrar is his counterpart at Wellcome Trust in England. He is saying, I didn't know what a burner phone was. I had to buy a burner phone.
They're buying burner phones at 3 in the morning, dude.
And then if you're emailing about how you had to buy a burner phone,
no,
you
that's
just defeated the purpose of the burner phone.
They're getting burner phones. They're up till 3 a.m. emailing ferociously to everybody. It's just like, you can honestly just see Fauci in the panic, dude, in the middle of the night, just calling, throwing,
burning documents.
He's smashing hard drives with a hammer. He's just like going totally berserker, dude. I can, like, absolutely. He's got the fireplace. He's just throwing in folders and documents, just shoveling it in.
You see him with a hard hat on the road with a hacksaw trying to cut the satellite. Everything gotta go.
It's just, dude, I wish
poor
we could
guy
get
in
the the Ring doorbell footage of Fauci's house, 3 a.m., like end of February, early March 2020, just to get a glimpse of what kind of commotion was going on in that guy's house, dude. You see him dragging out trash cans to the curb, lighting them on fire.
Bonfires, everything. Everybody's running around, and then like, did we get it all? Yeah, I think so. He like takes off the hard hat, like dusts off. He's like, all right, I gotta go throw out the first pitch now. All right. Everybody play cool.
It's so unreal.
My wife said I should talk to my brother, bring him in case something happens to me. And then he goes on to say, it was no big deal. It turns out it just came from animals. It's like, well, you think the animals are going to kill you? Why are you getting a burner phone? Why are you giving your last rites to your brother? These people were very concerned, maybe not that they were going to be killed by foreign agents, but that the public was going to find out that they had been funding this very dangerous research and that millions of people die because of lack of oversight.
It's incredible that their immediate reaction was, they're going to come and kill us. They really thought the people were going to react. And to me, it's amazing that immediately this virus breaks out or whatever's going on, and their assumption is they're going to come at us with pitchforks. And instead of pitchforks, they spun all the information and they turned the plebes against the plague rats, and nobody ever ended up saying anything about these idiots who were experimenting with the gain of function released it. And they turned everybody against themselves when all of our ire, rage, and attention and focus should have been directed on the monsters who shouldn't have created this crap in the first place and done this stuff illegally in China. But no, we just turned families against families, friends against friends, and neighbors against neighbors, and that is what we focused on for 4 years. Telling, people yelling at each other to put their mask on or to stand 6 feet away. Like, that became our focus, not Fauci and these maniacs who unleashed a potentially deadly virus and wiped out millions of people.
No, thank God he sucks at his job, or the virus would have killed.
Yes, absolutely, man. And then instead of the pitchforks, you turn the plebes against the plague rats, and then where's Fauci 2 months later? He's throwing out the first pitch at the Nationals game, and we got Fauci.
Pitch.
We got Fauci fanatics like Nicole Wallace on MSNBC. They got their throw pillows with Fauci's face on it and Fauci bobbleheads, and we're doing Fauci songs and dances on TikTok. And I was thinking about this yesterday. I can't believe I hadn't remembered this in such a long time. People got tattoos of their vaccine status and cards on their bodies to promote how much they loved the poison that they were injecting into themselves. The Fauci fanatics out there. And there's a little comfort to know that Fauci had a bit of a freak out the moment that this happened, thinking, rightfully so, that the people would come after him. Unfortunately, the propaganda machine was so efficient at this time, they convinced everyone, don't hate the guy who unleashed the pandemic and forced you to lock down. No, hate each other, right? Just keep hating each other. And then this fat black dude's gonna die of a fentanyl overdose, and then we're gonna rampage and riot in the summer of love, every street in America. All right, Don't pay attention to what happened in this lab in Wuhan. No. Focus on the racial problems, the racial divisions. Focus on the plague rats, the people who won't take the shots, which is actually just a gene therapy, and it's our eugenics program, which is killing everybody. But don't worry about that. Hate your neighbor, hate your brother, hate your family member, hate your friend, right? That was the message. And they succeeded, dude. That was mission accomplished.
Oh, it ended a lot
Absolutely,
of
man.
relationships.
Yeah. And that's why it's important to focus in this year and starting next year or whatever, folks. Focus on reconnecting with the people. Let the bygones be bygones. Let that water flow under the bridge. Reach out to your friends, family, and neighbors, and, let's reconnect. Let's change the way things are going out there. I do want to say on my fishing trip, got to hang with some buddies of mine who I hadn't seen in a while, but friends from high school. And it was the first time we hung out together where we were politically divided. It was a very interesting dynamic that had never occurred. And every topic we discussed, from COVID to wokeism to the training situation, hormone therapies, and Trump and everything to infinity, everything we disagreed on, we found common ground and were able to share laughs about every topic. And I that was the most promising part of my entire experience last weekend, which is the machine wants us divided. They want to rip us apart, and they want us focused on our devices and zombified out on our drugs and our substances and our entertainment, so much so that we don't put it down long enough to have a face-to-face conversation. And then maybe over a small amount of time, parse through our divided ideas and find a common ground, a middle place where we can once again love, laugh, and enjoy life together. That's the goal from these maniacs.
Well, but the problem is, you do that too much, you find out you have so much common ground that the only thing you don't have in common are the politicians divided.
And then we get back to where we were about 10 years ago. Yeah. It's us against the 1%, people. And it doesn't matter what color your skin is, what your gender preference is, who you're banging or marrying. No, none of that matters. It's us against the elites. That's what it really comes down to. Right? Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Well, Mike, I can't believe I'm saying it. We busted past that second hour. We had to squeeze in the Fauci. Do you got anything else you want to throw on? Anything?
We didn't even talk about the killer fog.
I figured we could do killer fog in the next episode. It's not a time-sensitive topic, and it gives me more ammunition to bring to the topic of weather modification, geoengineering. And when...
Damn, 9/11.
Yeah, and I was going to just close off with that. 9/11 is on... 9/11 is on Thursday. Never forget. It's the 24th anniversary. And we talked about it a while back. We did a clip by, it included a speech by Dr. Judy Wood, who is the lady who presented the idea of dustification. And I actually bought her book. And it is Where Did the Towers Go by Judy Wood. And it is chock full of information and pictures of 9/11 and the whole dustification, direct energy weapon process, the theory that direct energy weapons are what brought down the Twin Towers, the fact that there's no debris anywhere on site and everything just turned to dust really in front of our eyes. Direct energy weapons, not a fantasy. China literally paraded it through their streets last week. So we have direct energy weapons. This thing is thick and chock full of great stuff. I've barely tapped into it, but I recommend it to everybody. Where Did the Towers Go? Evidence of directed free energy technology on 9/11. Really awesome information. I'm a firm believer that direct energy weapons were used on 9/11. And we could do some talk on 9/11 on Sunday. I might, if I got time, I might jump on for a Wednesday get down, do a little 9/11 talk. And then I got a bit of a rant that I think I'm going to want to do on that lady at the Phillies game who ripped the ball out of the dude's hand, which has been making the waves everywhere. It totally
insane.
Totally
took it
nuts,
out of the
dude.
kid's glove,
So,
man. Get
Wednesday,
outta
Mike,
here,
if you're
bitch.
available, maybe. I was thinking of doing an hour. We'll see. But if not, DJ Rodfather, very busy guy out there in the real world. So that's why we're doing the Sunday
Busy
shows.
guy. Busy. Pray for me, man.
Everybody
I hope I pass
send.
that test. Jesus, I don't want
Do
to
a prayer
take it
for
again.
DJ Rodfather to pass his test so he can become a true professional and make his own schedule. And then we can do more episodes of the Dude Man podcast. Probably not. That's
then
right.
you're just
Well,
working
folks, I
more
want to thank
hours.
everybody for hanging out, enjoying the good times, great oldies. Never forget, Thursday is 9/11. Celebrate, right? No? I don't know. Yeah.
I got night school.
Yeah, exactly.
9/11.
But we'll get to the geoengineering, weather modification, and all that jazz on next Sunday. It was released this week. We got a great clip about a killer fog in St. Louis. That story on Newsweek or Newsmax, whatever that news that we'll do the clip from, is in this book. This book was written 40 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
Clouds of Secrecy. That story, plus many others, is in this book of killer fogs. They did killer fogs in the subway system of New York. It's
But that was back then.
right.
They
This
don't
is
do
40 years
anything like
ago.
that
Yeah,
now.
no, they've cleaned up their ways, right?
No,
So
there's no.
we're gonna talk about this on Sunday, the killer fog and all that. No, what was I thinking? Killer fog. That's
there we go.
all right. Well, folks, we got DJ Rodfather closing it off for us here. We will be back next week. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your week. Keep your eyes on the skies. Watch out for those chemtrails. Still have yet to pass the bill 4405 or whatever it is. Come on, let's end that geoengineering, baby. Come on, MTG. Have a great week,
MTG.
people. We'll see you then.
I forgot who was. Somebody was talking about how she might be the best.
It was Tim
candidate
Dillon.
for
It was a great
2020.
interview. And that's why I'm
Tim
going to bring it
Dillon,
up on
that's
Sunday
so
when we do
funny.
the Clouds of Secrecy in the Fog, because
So
for the first time, I heard Joe Rogan very seriously entertain and discuss cloud seeding, weather modification, and geoengineering. It's mainstream now. It's
Yes.
not a conspiracy theory. People are just openly talking about it and laughing about it, which means it's here to stay. So we're in a good spot where my dude Sean's at out there. Okay, so thanks again for tuning in, hanging out, enjoying the jams. D-Day, thanks for chiming in, especially as well as Valiant Thor. Oh, very nice. All right, folks. Yeah, real world. All right, we'll be back on Sunday. We'll see you then.
Tease me with the Matchbox 20.
I knew it, man.
I wonder what it's like to know that I made the ring. I'm stored in boxes with little yellow tags on every one. And you can come and see that when I'm done. When I'm done. I wonder what it's like to be a superhero. I wonder where I'd go if I could fly around downtown. From some other planet, I get this funky high on the yellow sun. Boy, I bet my friends will all be stunned. Well, they're stunned.